Hey everybody, it's Jared Miller again with Big Mill Motorsports. We did not race this past weekend. We had a family event to go to, and so therefore we weren't able to race at Portsmouth, which is really disappointing for me. I love racing at new tracks, and that would have been the first new track. Well, I guess Brushcreek is a new track to me, but it would have been the first or the second new track this year. But weren't able to make it, which means that I think really the only other new track that we've got planned right now is Florence at the end of the year. So it is what it is. But either way, since we didn't race, we've got really nothing to talk about with the race. I guess we had, the group had 15 or 16 cars, somewhere in that neighborhood, which is good for Portsmouth. I'm not sure. I think Portsmouth is even further away from me than Brushcreek, so I don't know where most of the people come from, but 15 or 16 cars really is pretty good. But I don't really have anything to do to the car here. I posted some stuff from my last vlog out there, talked about the rear tire temperatures, and some folks on there pointed out that maybe I was heating up the right rear because my air pressure was too low and it was rolling over on it. So that very well could be. And the easiest thing I'm going to do is I'm going to up my right rear tire pressure by a couple PSI this next race and see if it happens. I don't know if it was the track conditions that caused that or if it was my driving was more aggressive that caused that. But either way, I'm going to up the right rear tire pressure. That's pretty much the only thing I'm going to do to the car other than just nut and bolt and kind of and change the oil filter. So, but either way, that's all I got for this week. I am going to give everybody a shop tour here, just kind of give you an idea of where we're at. Most everybody, if you've been following me for a while, has seen a little bit of the progress of the shop. But we're about maybe 90% of the way done with it right now. I've got all the electrical done. I've got the insulation done, the heating in, the compressor and plumbing, and boy, I think that's about it. I was going to paint, and I figured it took me a year of working on it a lot more than I wanted to just get it this far. So I said, screw it, and started putting up signs and stuff and organizing it, and said I'm not gonna paint it. It'll just be what it's gonna be. So anyway, we'll start the tour from the outside here. Just to give you an idea here, where we live, we're in a normal neighborhood here. This is our regular garage right here. You can see my wife's car is parked in there, and that's attached to the house. And you can see here where we've got the detached garage. You can see my truck right here, and you can see actually where we've got the trailer parked. So trailer's parked next to the garage on a concrete pad that we had poured, and that was planned from the beginning there. So anyway, it's a small garage, I think 24 by 30 or something in that neighborhood. But you can kind of see here, I kind of actually have it organized in areas. So this area right here is kind of the main work on the car area, doing ride heights. You can see I've got the little yellow things there where I check my ride heights at every week. I've got a dry erase board up there where I can write notes and information. I've got a rack for sticking my bumpers, all that kind of stuff. So this is kind of the main working out area. You can see I got some of my tools hanging on the wall there. Then we've got the scale pad area. Really the idea is I can work on the car here and roll it right up onto the scale pad, roll it off, work on it, roll it up, and check it. So this area here is really kind of my setup area. So I've got a separate dry erase board for that. I've got you know, my scales and all that kind of stuff. I've got an extra toolbox over here which hopefully will be intended to be mostly just setup tools and things like that. Right now it's kind of just got random tools in it. So from there, this is like kind of the area I'm still working on here. We've got storage. I've got oil filters and oil, and I got spare set of tires, and these are all my gears that I've got here. So that needs to be organized a little bit more, and I'm working on it. Actually, it was a lot worse a couple weeks ago. We've got, this is a roll around cart right here that I use for doing most of my work on the car and tools and that kind of stuff. You can see here I've got more, this is a box of electrical components with engine component parts and oil lines and alternators and starters. I have far too many spares, and I need to put some of that stuff up on eBay. I probably have 3 alternators and 3 starters, all new. Spare rear end housings, pretty good to go. You can see here we've got our our air compressor with a main feed of the air line that distributes to the rest of the shop. We've got our shop heater up here. Works out pretty good. Cabinets, really these are more parts in here. You can see I've got a spare carburetor, some carb parts. These are all brakes, calipers, spare shoes, spare pads, electrical, some random bolts, brackets, mufflers, all kinds of random stuff in there. The other cabinet here really just has stuff for the garage, electrical stuff that I'm still working on. But coming along over here, you can see we've got the engine hoist. I've got an engine cradle and an extra jack. And we got the main work area here, which is still a work in progress. But got a kind of secondary toolbox over here. And then I've got my 2 primary toolboxes here with most of my tools in them. And then we've got cabinets going along the top. The cabinets, I'm still working on the organization, and actually haven't put the handles on the second set of cabinets yet and gotten the doors all squared away, but it's working out pretty good. Then you can see we've got, well, right now it's Tuesday night, so you can see on my laptop here I've got watching the Summer Shootout series there. Then coming over to, I guess, what my wife would call the man cave section. So we've got a big screen TV and a stereo system with some speakers that go throughout the shop. Got the much required beer fridge, which is probably a little bit understocked at this point. And then right now I've just got some random other stuff on here. Some cans of things, some car dollies, things like that. You can see here I've got the air compressor, and it feeds lines that are throughout. You know, we got one by the workbench there. We've got another one that's over here by the door. We've got one over on this side by the door. Pretty straightforward. You can see my creative use for a slightly bent wheel here, just to use it as a cord wrap. We do have also a pull down air line in the middle of the shop. And that's pretty straightforward. So got a lot of space in here, and I'll probably have even more space once I get these back cabinets organized. I might even be able to get rid of one of those cabinets by the time I get all my stuff together. So that's just about everything there. If anybody has any questions or wants to see anything else, feel free to leave me some comments. But I'll probably do one more tour of the shop once I get everything better organized and kind of squared away, and you can kind of at least see how I organize stuff. And we'll go from there. We are racing this weekend, or this upcoming weekend's 4th of July weekend. So the race at Brushcreek is their big fireworks show. I'm told it's their biggest, most attended race of the year from the fan standpoint. And that's actually on Monday, July 3rd. So I will be there at Brushcreek for that race, and I think I just recently posted up on our Facebook page that what our remaining schedule was going to be for the rest of the year. That's what we're expecting to do. There might be some slight changes into that. I'm also looking at maybe doing an asphalt race or two. The actually spare tires I have in my shop here are some brand new Kyle Beatty Racing asphalt cut tires. So looking at maybe doing that, and we'll go from there. So that's kind of the plan. You've seen the shop. Let me know what you think. I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you.